Hi, everyone, and welcome to another digital tourism show. In this episode, I'm going back to offering some marketing advice, and this one is following a comment that was made on the Tourpreneur podcast Facebook page. For those who do not know, Tourpreneur is an excellent podcast, and I advise you to have a listen to it. I do pretty much on a daily basis. But this comment was someone asking for help on an alternative to HubSpot. Now, for those who do not know who HubSpot or what HubSpot is, it is a combination of a CRM system with sales and automated marketing sales tools and a whole bunch of other stuff that they have. It is a very robust system, but it comes with a heavy, heavy price tag. Now, for its pro account to open up a lot of the functionality, you're talking that you'll be paying at least $800 per month. And a lot of the time they ask for that fee up front to get that fee. But also you have to pay an onboarding fee to learn the system, which is around $2,000 or $3,000 as well. So in my opinion, especially in today's current climate, it is a ridiculous price. And there are ways to achieve things in HubSpot using other bits of software that you can connect together at a much cheaper price. And you might not get everything, exactly everything, but for most businesses, what I'm going to show you and tell you about should work and should be more than adequate for most businesses. So this is what I'm hoping to do in this episode to show you the alternatives. But I'm also going to say is HubSpot does offer its actual CRM system is actually free, and it's a very good CRM system. We use it ourselves here at TMA. So you can still use the actual CRM system of HubSpot, adding on one of the little sort of basic extras, which is like $50, and then I'll show you some of the other bits of software as well. So in this episode, it's all about CRM systems, how you can use them to help your tourism business without having to pay the heavy price tag. So welcome to the Digital Tourism Show, episode 250. So, like I say in the intro, I'm going to show you how to create something similar of the tools you can use in HubSpot's full paid service by using other bits of software which you can then connect together. No, it takes a bit of time to set these up, but once it's set up, you are in effect creating something very, very similar to HubSpot, and you're not paying that heavy price tag. So, now, for those who are watching, or sorry, listening on a podcast, apologies, some of this will require some visuals, but you should get a lot of good information from just listening to what I'm trying to advise. But if you really want to see the visuals, head over to the Digital Tourism Show YouTube channel and you'll see the actual visuals within the video that we're showing of this episode as well. So, hopefully you can see my screen there. You will see I have HubSpot open. I'm going to show you how much HubSpot costs and just give you an idea of what it can be used for and how we use it. Like I say, the CRM system of HubSpot is actually free and it's 100% free. So you can use the CRM system without paying for anything else in HubSpot. And you can use it very adequately as well. So you can just use it to track your sales, see where your sales are falling along the pipeline, etc., which I'll show you an example of in a second. So it is 100% free, and it will always be free according to HubSpot. I've been using it for the last 7 years, and it's been great for my business. It's been completely fine. So it is a good tool, and like I say, it's 100% free. So it's worth it's worth checking it out to sort of see if it's suitable for what you need in your business to track any sales, etc. Because you can sometimes connect things into HubSpot, even from booking systems. I know for a fact that through one of the tools I'll show you later on called Zapier, you can connect something like Peak Pro into HubSpot, etc., and other methods as well. So there is tools out there that can allow you to do these sort of things. If not, speak to your booking platform and see if it's something that they would consider developing or whatever. But as you can see, HubSpot is 100% free. When you start going into things like Marketing Hub, Sales Hub, Service Hub, CMS Hub, this is when things start to get a lot more expensive, which I'll show you now. So under pricing, Just wait for my screen to load up. There we go. You'll see to get the full benefit of what HubSpot does, you need to pay for professional or enterprise. So it's £800 a month, but that's if you bill it per year. They always take the year fee. Anytime I've tried speaking to them, they will not reduce this really, or they will not take this per month. They bill you per year. So you'll either pay, in effect, $800 per month, or for the enterprise level, an eye-watering $3,200 per month, which is $38,500 per year, or nearly $10,000 per year for its professional. In my opinion, even pre-COVID, it's a ridiculous price. Though, don't get me wrong, it's very robust. It's a good system. I think it's far, far, far too expensive, and most businesses, especially small businesses, just can't afford this. It's just ridiculous. Now, we use a free CRM system, as I say, but I also have what I call the starter. I pay $40 a month for this, and this just allows me to add on some extra sales tools into HubSpot. So you get all the free tools that the CRM system uses, plus you can create landing pages, which I don't use personally. Though you can, some of the other software you can maybe use for that as well. That's not to say the landing pages on here aren't good. I just don't use them. We have web skills, so we can build things on our website, etc., etc. But if you wanted to use landing pages for any sales processes, you can use it in HubSpot by paying $40 a month. It also has ad management, and what that means, and I'll show you in a second. You could, in effect, use this to create ad campaigns for Facebook. So you can use, by paying $40 a month, create your ads within HubSpot, which will then be published onto your Facebook account to create ads. And to be fair, sometimes the Facebook ad builder within Facebook can be a little bit clunky and very slow. The builder in this is actually very good. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles as what Facebook has, but for most businesses, this would probably be accurate. And what it actually does is, if you're building in any sales sort of Facebook forms within your ads, all that information automatically gets pulled into HubSpot. Now, you can use Zapier to connect Facebook ads to fill in information in various bits of different places and different bits of software, which I'll show you later on. But you can have this all set up within HubSpot to run your ads. You see all the analytics, and then anything coming through will go automatically into HubSpot. And then you can use your HubSpot contact database to target through Facebook ads as well. So it does connect all this together. And that's, again, $40, not the whole $800 per month. It also offers a live chat, which we use. We have it on our website. It gives you a live chat option that you can add to your website so people can chat over there. And it gives you a little sort of app that you can use on your phone as well for doing stuff like that. It allows you to create forms, and you can even create conversational bots. So if you wanted to create a bot to offer some simple conversations when somebody's in a live chat, you can do that as well and build that within HubSpot. And you can do all that for $40 a month. So not having to pay the full whack. Allows you to connect website activity, allows you to do list segmentation, allows you to do email marketing, and I say ad retargeting as well. And you do all that within the starter package at $40 a month. You don't need to do the onboarding, so you don't need to pay that $2,000 or $3,000 onboarding fee, and you don't need to pay the $10,000 plus per year. So that's what we use, but you can use it for free. So if you just want to use the CRM part of it. So let's go into the CRM. So this is a CRM. So this is, you get unlimited contacts with the CRM. I've not had any issues with it. In fact, if we go back to HubSpot, we're just going to click into the CRM system. We'll see. Just to give you an idea, it's free. Basically, HubSpot uses a free CRM as a lead-in tool to try and get people onto the full thing. But like I say, I've been using the $40 one for seven years, so I've never had to use the full thing. So that's why it's 100% free. It's more of a lead-in tool. Best of all, you can enjoy unlimited users, data, and up to 1 million contacts with no time limit or expiration date with either your team or with either one of you or your team of thousands. So that you get for free. You can have up to 1 million contacts for free. Some other bits of software will charge you, depending on the contacts. You'll get up to 1 million for free. And for most businesses, that's completely fine. No, you're not going to fill that up anytime soon. If you are and you're getting millions of leads, fantastic. But for most businesses, that will be more than adequate. So You can see here, here's our contacts. All our contacts are in here. You can click into a contact, and like you would do in any CRM system, you can see the life cycle, where they've came from, the deals that they're associated with, all the other details of that contact as well. So all that is within there. It tracks companies as well. So there's contacts and then there's companies. So companies are also as a record. So you can have individual companies as a record as well. And then those connect with the actual individuals within that contact. So you can have multiple contacts associated with a company. These other things I actually don't use. You can create lists, so you can create different lists of people of where they've came from, so you can filter them out, that type of thing. Very much like you would do in MailChimp and creating different audiences and different things. That's similar to what's in here as well. So that's contacts. So you can create 1 million contacts for free using HubSpot. Conversations, this is the live chat. So this is where you have to pay the $40 for. You can create an inbox, or you've got an inbox where you can have your chats all coming into it. Plus there is an app as well. There is chat flows, snippets, and templates. You can create templates and stuff like that. Chat flows, I think, is the bot. So this allows you to create a bot. But also even connects to Facebook Messenger apparently as well, which I've never actually used, so it's something we need to check. But you can then connect this to Facebook Messenger to then bring in leads from there as well. So there you go. So you can create a chat flow from the website or Facebook Messenger. If I click on website, I can say here's the start of the live chat. No, here's a little message. You can then create bots to qualify leads, do all these other things as well. Even as a ticketing thing as well, allows you to create for a support system. You can even do that. And again, all that's within the $40. Or even a knowledge base and live chat. So, but that one's locked, as you can see, because you have to use a Service Pro, which is another add-on. So it's a Service Pro, or you pay for the full thing to get that. But if you just want to use a live chat, just a quick live chat, you can use this. If you want to use it as a really simplified bot, you can use that as well. You can use it as a meetings bot, so people can schedule a meeting with you, and ticketing bot, etc., for support and other things as well. So this is stuff that you can build within this for the $40 a month. And can I just say, I do not sell HubSpot in any stretch of the imagination. I don't know, if I did, I would be telling you to use the $800 one or whatever. This is just purely what I'm showing you, what I use it for. So that's your sort of live chats area. The marketing area, again, because I pay the $40, I can create ads, which will come on to. You can do certain emails. Let's go through each one because there's certain things that won't be available because of I don't pay for the full thing. So ads, if you get connected to your Facebook ads, you can see here, we'll go through the last campaigns you've run. So here's one of Facebook campaigns we ran for the digital tourism show. How many impressions, how many clicks, 27 pence per click. I spent $60. I actually get quite a few sign-ups onto or people joining my digital tourism show Facebook page for that. So you can go through all that as well. But then you can create ad campaigns as well. So you can create just one for website traffic or one for lead generation as well. I've never done anything on LinkedIn. I'm not a big fan of LinkedIn ads. I think they're a waste of money. But for Facebook, yes, for sure. So if you wanted to create a Facebook form for lead generation and an ad for that, you can basically just select the ad account, the page, the campaigns, upload an image or a video, just like we do in Facebook, but this is a lot more intuitive and seems to be more stable because it's a lot quicker. So you would fill in all the destinations, information for the ad. You can do targeting that you would do in Facebook, select your target audience, use a saved audience, and all that will be pulled in from Facebook as well. So you will get all this pulling in from Facebook, or you can connect it to your contacts in HubSpot, budgeting schedules, and then you can attach that to an automation, which is you need to create a form next. So yeah, this will tell you need to choose a form. So maybe the only thing you need to do in this is the form needs to be created possibly in Facebook first. I don't know yet. It's not something I've tried, but you can do all this pretty much in HubSpot without having to go to Facebook. And again, any leads that are created through the lead forms will automatically be pulled in to HubSpot, and then you can connect that to some of the segmentation automation tools within HubSpot to send out emails, which we'll come on to. And it will do all that automatically within HubSpot. So let's exit this just now. So that's, I don't want to exit ad creation. There we go. So you can create Facebook ads. It does give you an email, but again, to do emails, you need to go on to uh, more sales tools. You need to pay for it. The email side of it, you can send 2,000 emails per month, which we don't use. We use another tool, which we'll come on to. But you can do this within here if you really wanted to as well. If you want to do this as a marketing hub starter, again, it's $50 per month. So you can buy these starter packages rather than paying the full thing. So I've got the sales package, which is $40 per month or $50 per month. You can get a marketing hub, which allows you to do more email campaigns and drip campaigns for $50 a month for up to 2,000 emails. You can see there that will increase to 5,000. You get 25 static lists, but we don't use this. We use another piece of software. That's $50 a month. Because the other bit of software is roughly the same price, but you get a lot more for it in terms of the number of contacts, the emails you can send out, etc. But then you can connect them together anyway. So we'll come on to that. Landing pages is something as part of that $40 a month that I spend. So you can create landing pages. In fact, that's not included. So you have to, again, pay for the marketing hub to be able to build landing pages as well. So if you really wanted to do the sales hub and the marketing hub, you're probably talking about $100 a month to do that if you were just to use HubSpot. So we don't actually get the landing pages, and that's part of the marketing hub, not the actual sales hub. So social, again, you can manage social media within this as well. But again, you need to pay the starter one for that one as well. I'm actually just going to go back because I'm positive that that's said on here. Starts at 50. I get it for $40 for some reason. It's monthly. And yeah, I get some basic email marketing. So I'll get email marketing up to 2,000. After that, you need to pay for it. So okay, that'll be why. But yeah, you can manage social media within this as well. But again, you need to pay for the marketing hub and forms. You can create forms using your lists to connect them put them onto your website, all that side of things. And so you can create a form, a regular form, pop-up form, and then you can embed this on your website to create a sort of lead generation, very much like MailChimp and all that side of things as well. So that's the marketing side. So you do get that within some of the basic information, and for the sales package at $40 a month, and normally $50 a month. I think I get it a bit cheaper because I'm on a legacy package. You do get some of this, but not all of it. Again, there's other bits of software. The main thing I use it for is sales. So for my deals, so I can go into my deals. I can see where they are in the pipeline. So this is all the deals that we have, what we've won, what we've lost, who we've got within the pipeline. We can move people across, assign them to other people, etc. Click in to see the trail of that contact, what we've got with them, what emails have been sent, etc. And all that. This part of it is free. This is this free CRM system. So all that is within the deals. You can do that just now. You can set up a free account. You'll be able to do this whole sales pipeline. Things like tasks we don't use. Documents, just as you can upload documents into the system, so you can attach them automatically by email, and then HubSpot will tell you if a potential customer. So if you're sending out a quote for a bespoke itinerary, for a tour, if you're doing that type of thing, you can send them a document, attach it. You can send the email through HubSpot, which connects to your Google Gmail account. So that's how it works. So you'd have to have a Google Gmail account, connect that to your HubSpot, send out the email through HubSpot, attach the document within the HubSpot email, which goes through your Gmail account anyway. But then what HubSpot does is it tracks if that customer has opened up the email, if they've opened up the document, how long they've spent reading that document, what pages, if it's multiple pages, have they read, which pages have they been on the most, to give you an idea of how they've interacted with it. So that allows you to see all that within HubSpot. So it gives you some good data on that side of it as well. So it just allows you to upload documents, PDFs, that type of thing. I also use this for meetings, so I have it's connected to my Google Calendar. It allows me to send out a meeting link, so people can schedule a meeting with me, and it automatically fills into my calendar. So you can do that within this as well. And then again, you can add that link for your meetings into the emails you send out through HubSpot, etc. So this is what I mostly use it for, is the sales side of it. No, there is other things obviously with the contacts and everything else that I use, but for the $40 a month that I pay, this is what I use it for. But the CRM system, if you just wanted to use it purely for tracking your sales process along that pipeline, it is free, 100% free. Service I don't use, but that's if you want to use it for support system. The automation side of it, I use, but only the sequences. Workflows is one of the ones that you can't really use as such. You can use it to a certain extent, though, by having a workflow, but it's very, very basic and it's only for internal use because I don't pay for the full thing. If you want this to start sending out emails and everything else out for the workflow to different people out with your organization, you have to pay for the full thing. So workflows is not something I use, but I do use sequences. And the way I use a sequence is it allows you to send up to 5 emails to a potential lead that you've had through. So I can, for example, this is my sales process. So anytime a lead comes in to TMA, I add them to the sequence. This means if I let you see the sequence briefly, I will say, okay, anyone who signs up will automatically pull in their name, the business name, etc. So I've got an email here. So when someone signs up, add them to the sequence, and it basically says, hey, thanks for your inquiry. Love to know a little bit more about your business. Here is my meeting link. Schedule a meeting. If they do not interact with that email by replying or scheduling a meeting, 2 days later, they'll get another email. If they still don't reply back, another 3 days after that, they'll get another email saying, wish I could help. No, I'd love to be able to speak to you, blah, 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 blah. And then it gets up to the last email where I say, look, I don't want to harass you. I do 5 emails, so I don't want to harass you. You're obviously no longer interested. If that is the case, this will be the last email I send. If you are still interested, please do let me know and we'll get in touch. And that goes through that sequence for my sales. And it just keeps, you're sending 5 emails over this course of a couple of weeks. And it just allows that customer to say, okay, people are busy and they always have things to do. That just reminds them that you're there to help them, and just make sure you word it in the right way. And more often than not, they'll come back and say, hey, or they'll schedule a meeting out with you or something like that. So that's what I use it for. I use it for keeping my contacts in check, how they're used. My team go into the contacts to add in any information with any of our clients as well to say, okay, they spoke about something in their business. They add that in there to say, what's my favorite color or whatever you want to caption in terms of your customers' details, all that can be in there as well. You can customize the fields within contacts and do all that side of things. So I use it for managing my contacts, I use it for my sales process, and I use it for some basic um, automatic emails for that sales process, as well as the live chat, etc. as well. And although we've not really used it a lot for my own business, I'm going to start using it a lot more for the Facebook ads side of it as well, because it's just more intuitive in terms of using it. So it's good, and it's good for that sort of sense. So that's what I use HubSpot for. And again, you can use it for free or pay the $40, $50 a month if you want to have some of the extra sales stuff within that as well. So I'm just going to make a little note here to say HubSpot, just so we can iterate this. CRM is free. And what we'll do is we'll also say that I pay no more. We'll say $50 because I think I'm on a legacy package. It's why it's 40. $50 for the sales starter. So that's all I pay for HubSpot at the moment. Okay, so we've got that there, just so you know where we've came from. And again, that's not me paying the $800 a month for the 10 grand a year or the 40 grand a year, which is mind blowing. But anyway, that's what I use HubSpot for. Okay, so let's go. How do I then create? HubSpot offers more robust automatic email campaigns. So you can basically select, say, if someone does something within a campaign, send them this email, add them to this campaign, do basically creating a whole workflow of, and a funnel basically of how that customer goes through the journey of, you interacting with them, the sales processes, marketing processes, etc. You could do really robust systems within that and funnels within that within HubSpot. But we don't use it for that. I use another piece of software for that. Now you can also use something like, which I'll go into the bit of software that I use in a second, but you can also use MailChimp. Now MailChimp has very basic automation tools, but they've now started to develop this a little bit further. So you can see here in MailChimp, they've now got an automated way of saying, okay, when if a customer buys a product or if they sign up to an email campaign or whatever that would be, you can start creating out these paths. So if they do something, send them this. If they don't do something, send them something else to remind them and take them through this whole automated process as well, similar to what you can do in HubSpot. So MailChimp is starting to offer this as well. It was very basic at the start, but they're starting to add things to it now. But I don't use I don't use MailChimp for this. I use another piece of software, and I mentioned this in my book, Lookers into Bookers as well. I use a bit of software called MailerLite. Now, MailerLite is similar to MailChimp, very similar, but it's a bit cheaper. You can get more contacts and more things added to it for your money. And the automation tools were more advanced than MailChimp when I started using this. Now, MailChimp are starting to play catch up, but for me, MailerLite is just as good and allows you to do similar things within that as well. So, you can create campaigns as normal, like you can do in MailChimp to send out email marketing campaigns and do that as well. So that's completely fine. Subscribers, which is audiences in MailChimp, you can have all your subscribers within there as well. You create groups, which is your audiences. You can create groups, which is your audiences, to segment them out. So you can send email campaigns to certain groups. So you can create groups, which is similar to audiences in MailChimp, which allows you to create segment your audience out, all your contacts out, so you can send campaigns to specific groups, etc. We also use this for some of our clients as well, for Facebook campaigns and marketing campaigns, so we can keep a track of where things are going and stuff like that. So you can do all this within MailerLite as well. You can create forms, so forms to embed on your website. You can create pop-up forms for your website as well. So, like abandonment cart strategies, you can create all that within MailerLite. So if someone's about to leave the website, a little pop-up comes up to say, hey, here's a discount code, which I don't like doing, but here's a code, or hey, would you like to download this guide for free, or whatever that would be. You can create all that within MailerLite as well. Like I say, you can do embed forms for your website to capture those details. You can do promotions, which you can basically create basic landing pages on this as well, or promotions to sell things which can then appear on the bottom of your website and all these other things as well. So you can do that as well. Sites is a landing pages. So this allows you to create landing pages. So if you didn't want people to go direct to your website, you can create a landing page specifically within this as well. So people go to that to make it more focused. It's not something I use a lot because I have my own website. I know how to create pages within that. And I would always advise maybe having people go into your website more often than not. But you can create landing pages if that is so desired. But then it's the automation. So you can then create fairly complex automations within MailerLite as well to give you something similar to what's in HubSpot. So if we go into one of our clients' ones, we can go into the workflow of this, which is the workflow in terms of that. So we can say, okay, if someone signs up to our client's email list, we've got it set to, we've got a bunch of emails that get sent out in either English or in German. So if someone selects, I want my emails in English, they will get the big thumbs up and you'll get the email list happening in English. If they don't do that, they'll automatically get the German one. So this is sending out an email campaign. This is how we approach it for Facebook funnels. Very plain text email signature at the bottom. So if I give you an idea, it's more acting like a travel guide. I'm not a big fan of highly graphical emails, and the stats show that if you send out a highly graphical email, you'll tend to get less click-throughs or less read-through rates. Making it more plain text, you tend to get more. So very much sort of saying, hi, I am blah, blah, blah from the company. Here's some information. Thanks for signing up. I'm going to send you some travel guide series. Here's the email address. I use my signature at the bottom, etc., etc. So we'll get a series of emails from that as well, from the client or from us if it's through our own campaigns. But then you can start segmenting this out. So you can basically say, okay, they filled out this, they want English, give them an English email, get them the first one, wait a week, give them the second one, wait a week. But then from this, I could add on other points. I can basically sort of say, if I show you here, I need to switch it off to actually edit it. So if I can say here, click here, I can send out an email. I can add a delay. I can add conditions. So I can say if they've done something, send them something else. If they haven't done something, send them this, very much like I did at the start there, whether it was English or German. You can even create actions as well. So you can choose an action that if they get to a certain stage, you can move them to another group. So you can say, okay, you've been in you can create a group, for example, to say, okay, this is a lead. So this is the lead group. So this is an initial inquiry. So if someone is in that group, they get a particular workflow or a particular sequence. Once they get to the end of that sequence, you can automatically move them to another group to instigate another sequence. And you can keep doing that as many times as you want to give them through sales processes or whatever it is you want to do, offers, follow-up emails, that type of thing. So you can create multiple different automations, and people will go through that automation and then automatically be added to another group to trigger another automation. So you can create quite complex strategies and funnels and everything else all through this as well. You can remove them from a group, you can unsubscribe them, move them to another step in the workflow. So, for example, I can say, okay, I want to move them to an email which was one of the emails in a previous part of this workflow. So you can create very complex things. So you can say, okay, they've maybe read this email, I want to move them to another step in another email because of whatever has happened in that journey. You can create quite complex automated funnels within this, which is good. So that allows you to do this all within this, and it allows you to add them and trigger them into other workflows and other sequences as well. So you can create quite complex sales journeys, marketing journeys, whatever that would be, customer relationship journeys. All that can happen automatically for your customers. So if you were to get a booking comes in, you add them to the list, they start triggering through an automated email series to say, thanks for booking, and then they maybe start getting some little bits of advice, upsell information to try and sell them onto other products, etc., etc. All that could be happening automatically using something like MailerLite and connecting that to HubSpot as well, which we'll come on to. So the way we normally use this is we would add a MailerLite form on a web page. Someone signs up using Zapier, which we'll show you. That will automatically send that customer into HubSpot, so the HubSpot record is kept. Then they'll start going through all the automation within MailerLite as well. If you use something like Constant Contact or MailChimp, you can also do a similar thing. Connect that from Zapier, add it into HubSpot. We've got funnels because some of our customers use MailChimp. We've got Zapier funnels set up to, if someone signs up into MailChimp, that will automatically transfer into MailerLite, which will give information to HubSpot. And so you can create different connections from different bits of software, even some booking platforms, to all then go into MailerLite to start triggering off processes within HubSpot or within something like MailerLite or MailChimp. So you can create quite complex systems. So this is stuff you can do in HubSpot if you pay the crazy prices that they're charging, but you can create fairly complex systems within something like MailerLite that I'm showing you just now. And again, as I said, you can connect them to, change them to different groups, to take them through different journeys, and depending how they interact with it, or if they come to an end of a journey, trigger them into something else. So this is how complex you can make things using something like MailerLite. But what does MailerLite cost? So let's just go into the cost so you get an idea. Plans and billing. So I have up to 15,000 subscribers. I pay $75 a month, and it allows me to do all the other things that I've shown you in there as well. So if you look at, if I click on upgrade or downgrade, you'll see the different packages. If you have up to 1,001 subscribers, it's free forever. You can use most of the tools within there, and you're fine. If you want to add on some of the extra tools that they have, it's $10 a month. If you want up to 2,500 subscribers, it's $15 a month, and you get the gist of it here. So I want to show you an example. So for up to 5,000 subscribers, it's $30 a month. Let's look at MailChimp. This is why I use it. So pricing. So for, let's just see, they may have changed their pricing since the last time. See all features. So they now charge $14.99 per month. Allows you to get. See, I would always say calculate your price because it's a bit misleading. This, and this is one of the things I don't like about it. So always use this. So say you have 5,000 contacts. How many contacts do you have? If you want the standard plan, it's not $14.99 a month. Always click in this tool. If you have up to 5,000 contacts, it's $74.99 per month to allow you to send out to all those contacts as many times as you want. So it's $75 a month for 5,000 contacts. MailerLite, for up to 5,000 contacts, to use all the tools that I've shown you, is $30 a month. So it's pretty much half price. I am on a $75 a month with MailerLite. I can have up to 15,000 contacts. So that's why I use MailerLite. It's cheaper. It's just as robust, if not better, in my opinion, in some cases. The automation tools are better at the moment. MailChimp is catching up, but I use MailerLite for this side of things. So you have MailerLite, you have Hubspot, you may do Facebook ad campaigns, you may have some other software that you use, Google Sheets to keep tracks of things and stuff like that. But how do you connect all this together? Use Zapier. So this is Zapier. It's a bit of software. So Zapier was created to help different systems connect together and transfer information between those different systems. It basically helps other platforms not having to create all these different connections for multiple bits of software. Zapier does it for them, and then people just purchase Zapier and connect. Now, Zapier does offer a free version as well to allow you to do 2 or 3 basic zaps, as they call them, which is connections. I do pay for, I think it's $50 a month again to do this, to give me more zaps, because we use it for our clients as well and everything else. One thing I'm just going to put here is MailerLite. I would say let's just go $50. No, in fact, let's go $30 a month. That's up to 5,000 contacts. Or $75 a month for up to 15,000 contacts. If you have more, you can obviously pay more. Even paying the highest package is still cheaper than HubSpot. So there we go. So let's just MailerLite. So let's go back to Zapier. So Zapier allows you to connect different systems together. So for example, if I make a Zap, I could say, okay, if I've got Facebook lead ads, obviously HubSpot, if you're doing the ads within HubSpot, could do this for you. But I like doing it in Zapier. So I could say, okay, I've got a Facebook ad running that has a Facebook form. But the thing about Facebook is when you create that type of campaign, it'll create an Excel file, but you have to download that. For whatever reason, and it's mind-boggling why Facebook still hasn't done this, is Facebook doesn't allow you to automatically create that, connect that form to MailChimp or to some other system. You have to use something like Zapier to do it. So you can even say, okay, I've got Facebook ads. I want to create that as my initial trigger. Any leads that come into that can go into HubSpot, or can fill out a Google Sheet, or can go into my MailChimp or MailerLite. You can even trigger Slack if you use Slack for internal communications to say, hey, you've just had a new lead or a new sales, whatever that would be. You can even send out emails from Gmail or direct through Zapier as well. There's so many things that you can do by connecting these together. Even something like Peak Pro is within this as well. There's not many other. In fact, FareHarbor is now in a beta, so FareHarbor is now going to be in this, so there as well. So that's actually a new one on me. So what you could do with this is any bookings you've had in FareHarbor would automatically connect through to your HubSpot, would automatically go into your MailerLite, fill out a Google Sheet, send out an email, go into Slack, whatever software you use, pretty much Zapier will cater for it, or any other CRM system that you use. So it looks like now Peak, FareHarbor, there may be some others there as well. Let's see if Checkfront is. Not yet. So some software will be, some aren't yet. But things like FareHarbor, Peak, and maybe a few others are in there. So you can connect these different bits of software. So let me show you a Zap that I've created. This is for one of our clients. That client I showed you earlier on with the English and the German. So if I click into her, we've got 2 Zaps here, one for the English and one for the German. So let me just click into the English one, just to give you an idea of how the Zap is structured. So this is when a new Facebook lead comes in. So we know from her Facebook campaigns, anyone who's filled in the English form all that data will be pulled in. it will automatically fill out a Google sheet. So we've got a record on Google as well of all the leads that have came in from that Google sheet. So all that data from Facebook ads is automatically being passed through onto Google sheet. It will then automatically add them into MailerLite, so they can start triggering off some of that automated email campaigns that I've showed you. And it will also send the client, or if it was our own campaigns ourselves, an email to say, hey, you've just had a new lead from Facebook, or you've just had a new sales lead from your web form, or whatever that would be, just to give you a little indication of this is a new lead that's just came in, just to give you a little notification. You can also have that basically sort of say, add another step into this to say if you want to notify Slack, or if you want to do whatever else. You can do Gmail, Slack, add things to Google Calendars, there's ActiveCampaign, emails. There's so many bits of software that you can use in this. It's quite it's amazing actually, to be honest, this bit of software. So you can look at all the if we look at all the different apps that you can do. Let's see, popular ways to use. So most popular, let's have a look. So Google Sheets, Gmail, Google Calendar, Slack, Twitter, Trello, Facebook ads, Google Drive, Active Campaigns, put stuff in Airtable, Salesforce. Some of the things like Facebook ads, you do need to pay for that. It's more of a premium service. You connect to Salesforce, Spreedly. There's so many things you can do in this. Facebook, even Google Forms can connect to it. Stripe as well. If a payment comes in from Stripe, you can start triggering things off as well. Even uses ClickFunnels if you happen to use that. Although ClickFunnels gives me the shivers. I hate that whole thing. Typeform as well. We use Typeform for a lot of forms as well. Things happening on YouTube. So many things that you can use for this to connect different apps together to pass information from one to the other to start triggering stuff out. So Zapier, in terms of pricing, you can get the free version, which allows you to do certain things. If I can see, I might need to stretch it out. So there we go. So free allows you to do 100 tasks per month. It only allows you to create 5 zaps, and then you can start going up. The one I pay $50 a month to do a lot more zaps because we do stuff for ourselves as well as our clients. But for most businesses, even the $20 a month one, which allows you to do up to 20 zaps, you can use 3 premium apps, things like Facebook ads, for that. So most businesses, most of you guys watching this, would probably only need to use a $20 a month one. So there's Zapier, and that is $20 per month. In fact, I'll put per month beside these as well, so you get an indication of what they are. So that is what I use in terms of a CRM system, in terms of connecting that to an email marketing campaign, automatic email funnel, which you can create multiple email funnels, you can create multiple flows and groups and connections to put all that together, and then use Zapier to connect all that together, connecting Facebook and bringing in Facebook ads, or if you're doing LinkedIn ads or any Twitter ads, whatever, all that information can then be pulled in as well. If you're using Typeform forms, all that information can then be automatically pushed into HubSpot and MailerLite, etc., etc. So most software is in Zapier, most of the popular ones anyway. So if you're using something like this to connect your CRM system, to connect your MailerLite, to connect some of the booking platforms, you can do all that for, let's add this up, so that's $50 plus $30 plus another $20. You could probably do something similar, maybe not everything, but something similar to the full HubSpot that you pay 10 grand a year for, or 40 grand a year if you happen to be on an enterprise level, for $100 per month. And that allows you to do, that gives you the free CRM system, it gives you the sort of sales starter package within HubSpot, it gives you MailerLite to do the automatic emails, set up landing pages if you want to, manage your contacts, set them as groups, etc., send out email campaigns, as well as Zapier at $20 a month to connect it all together. You're spending no more than $100 per month compared to what HubSpot was charging of that per year if you happen to be on the professional, plus the onboarding fee as well from that. Again, that's just the marketing hub at this Then you've got the CRM and sales tools at $500 a month. So it all adds up. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So let's say you wanted to, let's just show you what HubSpot is. So say you wanted to have 5 users, and you wanted to have the professional. So that's just for the CRM and sales tools. You have to, for the full Booner, you'd have to pay $6,000 a year. If you want to add on the marketing, you have to pay an additional $800 per month, $10,000 per year. If you want to add on customer service, you then have to add another 320. It's just getting crazy. It's absolutely crazy prices. I would never pay that. I would never advise anyone pays that. Yes, the tools may be good, but good God. No, if you want to use the free tools, Marketing Hub, Sales Hub, and Service Hub together, let's sort of see what prices there are for that. So you're talking that per month for the professional, that per month for the enterprise. So that's eye-watering prices per month, especially now in today's climate. That is incredible prices, and you don't need to spend that prices. Though you don't need, for most businesses, you don't need absolutely everything that HubSpot gives you for those prices. By using some of the other tools, and hopefully what I've shown you, by using the $50, the free part of HubSpot, which is the CRM system, a $50 package for the sales starter, $30 a month for MailChimp, MailerLite rather, and $20 a month for Zapier. So $100 a month, you can do pretty much, if not similar things, using those tools, connecting them together, rather than paying the crazy prices of something like HubSpot or the other. No, I'm picking on HubSpot here, but there's other systems that do similar things as well. Infusionsoft, ClickFunnels, all these other things as well that charge you extraordinary prices. So this was just to highlight what you can do using various tools, connecting them together from Zapier to give you really robust sales processes, marketing processes, and all the processes that most businesses should and require without having to pay the crazy prices of something like HubSpot or Infusionsoft or some of these other bits of software. So I hope this episode was useful for a lot of you. I hope you found some good insights with this. And if you are, well, please do look at the software. If you get any advice, just ask me. Please do look at the softwares that I've recommended. Like I say, I use MailerLite. You can use MailChimp. You can use Constant Contact, whatever you are familiar with or want to use. There's other really good CRM systems out there as well, like Zoho, Salesforce, but they can be quite heavy in terms of the learning curve that you need to go through with them. HubSpot, which is free, is very, very simple to use as well. And it works for most businesses, I would say, as well. So there is options out there without having to pay those crazy prices. So I hope this episode was useful, and I'd love to hear your comments. If you found it useful, or if not, or if you've got any alternatives, please do let me know. I'd love to hear what alternatives you use, so we can then inform all the other operators out there and all the other tourism businesses out there of the other methods that you can use, so you don't have to pay the crazy prices. No, especially now, no, post-COVID, money is everything. So hope this episode was useful, and I'll catch you in the next episode.